Ziggy. Hi, everybody.
Episode. We're 14 now.
13.
Oh, was it 13? I thought it was 13.
No, it was 12 last week. Anyway, next episode, wherever we are,
Yeah.
we're in a new place. Look, what do you think? We're trying a new place to record. Don't touch things.
Now I want to see how long these last for.
Oh, honestly. So we've got like a really huge egg timer, would you call it? The old-fashioned egg timer style.
They're like little... Yeah, anyway. It's not going to last half an hour,
Got
is it?
just in your left nostril,
So I got a boogie.
some little things.
I just give it to Ziggy.
Oh, that's nice. How nice. A little boy thing to do. Just wipe it on the door.
Save that for later.
Well, welcome.
Hi.
Yeah, I've got a really big spot. Let's just talk
You're
about
going
it right
through
now.
puberty.
I feel like it. I feel really...
But then you have this weird thing. When you're feeling a bit uffy,
Yeah.
we call it uffy, anything that touches your neck makes you gag.
Yeah.
You wouldn't make a very good...
Someone who needed to use their
Or
neck.
an Elizabethan. You wouldn't be a very good Elizabethan.
Well, I've got a big roll
with a
on
ruff.
today.
Are they called ruffs?
Ruffle, maybe?
But that's a loose ruff. I thought it was called a ruff.
This is a roll neck jumper that we're in. It's a really interesting conversation, this. But anyway, I've got the biggest spots ever. I haven't had big spots like that.
You used to get those like boils, do you remember?
This one, I thought this one here, it's not the microphone. It's actually a spot on my face.
You can't turn too quickly. Mate.
I'm quite pleased. If you are watching this YouTube, you can't see it that side, but you might think it's a separate microphone. You know, like the ones they're wearing on stage and theatre, and they have like, they're doing
You could
commentary,
be a spy.
and they have those little. Maybe it is. Maybe I've had an implant. Anyway, I just thought I'd get that out of the way because spots are spots. Everybody gets them.
I think that's another advantage of being ginger. Ginger
here we
people
go.
don't get spots, freckles, or maybe they.
Ginger people do get spots.
No.
You are just weird.
I
I think your skin's made of leather. I don't think the spots can actually get through. The freckles just
think the freckles, or the freckles camouflage it, and you do get them, but you can't see them.
Can't see them. Was that why your mum didn't think you'd have had chicken pox?
No, she never knew. Just thought it was freckles.
Because I was like, you're one child. How can you not know whether they had chicken pox or not?
Anyway, hi.
So yeah, I had to get you vaccinated. No, what was it called? Yeah, vaccinated.
When they had it, yes.
So no, when a friend's son had it, we went up to visit. Harry got it.
Oh yeah.
And the dad also hadn't had it and ended up getting really bad shingles and really ill. And the mum's a nurse, and she was like, please get him vaccinated. It's like having a separate child. Please get your husband vaccinated because it's awful. So what's been happening this week?
I get very confused. Are we allowed to say when it is now?
Yeah, we're on track now.
Okay.
Because we're more like current. We're current. Before, when we were recording these, we were recording them a little bit too far in advance. Not too far in advance, but in advance.
So we're nearing the end. Can we say the date? Or we're nearing the end of January.
Yes.
Which is, I think. Well, didn't we just have Blue Monday?
Blue Monday was literally.
So apparently
this
that's
week.
the highest level of depression in. I don't know if it's worldwide. I don't think it's worldwide.
But do you not think it's because lots of funny sketches yesterday about it of just people cashing in on the fact that people are feeling gloomy. When did Blue Monday come about?
Well, it's a bit like Father's Day. I'm sure that wasn't a massive thing. It's like Americanized, kind of commercialised. What's the other thing?
Oh, you were talking about Halloween the other night.
Yeah.
And how the original.
I forgot what it was called. It wasn't Hello Fest, but it was originally.
Hello Red.
You used to peel an apple, and you try and peel it in one go. Then you'd throw the apple skin over your shoulder, and whatever initials it made the shape of would be your future husband or wife, I guess.
I don't think many men probably do it.
And then women would brush their hair at midnight.
Yes, that's what.
And then in the mirror, they should see the reflection of their future husband.
Jesus, what if you're a lesbian?
Or you can have one of those kind of more tomboy women.
Your future partner.
Yeah. Anyway, so it has.
You weren't allowed to be a
But
lesbian
that's
those
a bit
days.
evolved, doesn't it? I mean,
Nowadays.
Halloween.
Now it's commercialised, so it's all about outfits, sweets.
So I don't know where Blue Monday, Black Friday, Blue Monday.
But Black Friday is all about the sales, and that was trying to cash in on that, and people buying stuff they don't need. And Blue Monday, I saw a little sketch yesterday about someone pretending to own a travel company and going, I know, like everybody's really depressed this time of year, they're feeling crap. I know, let's just sell them loads of holidays that they don't need and they can't afford in January.
Well, apparently this is the worst month, isn't it? Because it's a long month, so people obviously aren't getting paid to the end of the month. They've spent all their money in December, so this is when people are the most skint.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So I understand it being a crap time. It's almost like this still feels like this January goes on forever.
But the days are getting longer, aren't they now? We've had our shortest
people are
day.
off work over the Christmas period, or some people are. Obviously, retail and restaurants and hotels and service industries, everybody's working. But a lot of people are allowed time off or can get time off over the Christmas period. So I think that sort of feels like it just drags even longer, I think, with January rather than...
And then everyone's got this horrible flu bug.
Yes, we talked about this last week about everybody being ill, but there just seems to be an ongoing...
I've spoken to 4 doctors now, and they're all talking about this kind of the fear of a big flu epidemic coming back. So they're all saying that next year you've got to get your flu jab. Doesn't mean you won't get it, but you'll get it a lot less. You won't be hospitalised, basically. So, like...
It's quite scary. I'm still... After all the faff of COVID...
Oh, time's up.
Okay, well, that's your time.
That doesn't last very long, does it?
Well, it's an egg
It must
timer.
be 5 minutes. How long have we been recording for?
7.
So, crikey, that's great.
Well, it's an egg timer.
Is that what it is? Oh, I thought it was like one of those mindful things, like half an hour you focus on nothing else until the sun runs out.
It's a huge egg timer.
Oh.
Sorry about him. He gets easily distracted. I thought I was the one who got easily distracted, but you're...
Yeah. Have you labelled yourself with ADHD now?
Labelled?
Well, no, but all the kids love to label everything.
No, but I disagree with that. No, because
distracted.
People now are finally being acknowledged for certain things that they do have. Back in our day at school,
I get the acknowledgement, but they're using it as an excuse.
No, yes, I get that, but that's being a generalised. That's making people who actually have been diagnosed and have been struggling with doing certain things through their life, have now got an understanding of why they're not just shit at stuff, they're not just crap at stuff. There's a physiological reason or neurological reason why they struggle with that stuff. So I empathise with it in that way because I think it feels like everybody's being diagnosed with it in the minute because it is become more prevalent. It's like menopause is now being talked about more because in the past, my mum still believes she's never had the menopause.
She hasn't. I
was like, yeah, I think you turn a big 80 this year. This year.
Don't. She's getting properly emotional about that.
Well, she got emotional when she was 60.
So, I'm nearly 60.
Yeah.
Well,
you're over the 55 hill.
Blimey.
But things like that being talked about, I think, is a good thing. So when people...
No, I completely get it, but I think the talking about it is great.
Our kids label it, but it's like them saying...
As soon as someone says something off cuff...
but in our day, you would say, but
Joey.
We have our same words, which are completely wrong. So now our kids use everybody's autistic, everybody's got ADHD.
Spastic.
Yeah, I know, completely horrific.
I mean, imagine...
Spaz. I mean,
Spaz, Mong, Joey.
I still find myself occasionally saying that, and I stop myself.
I didn't realise the why that Joey Deacon. Do you remember Joey Deacon?
Yes.
You know what that came from? Apparently he was a guest on Blue Peter.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Well, you weren't allowed to watch television.
No. My servants.
You were at boarding
servants
school.
wouldn't allow me.
Yeah, you were at boarding school.
I had a hunt. I go hunting on my... No, hunt. Thank you. Oh, Ziggy.
So, anyway.
Yeah, but it's really interesting, this whole flu thing, and whether, speaking to the docs...
Is this Mark's bits now? We need to announce it, no?
Not yet. Okay. This is doctor's bits.
Okay, doctor bits.
But they're talking about, I said, is it due to COVID vaccinations? This is just an anecdotal 4 people, but 4 people said no. They think it's just, whether it's a combination because none of us were merging with people for that length of time, so our immune system's dropped. I
just don't necessarily... I mean, obviously, there was a massive scaremongering of the COVID thing, and lots of people were horrifically ill with it, blah, 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 blah. But there is also this... Everybody's now quite blasé about it. They're almost like, oh, COVID.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got COVID, or I had COVID. Have you got COVID? It's like having flu.
Yes.
Now, you wouldn't necessarily want to sit next to someone who has flu.
No, definitely not.
But when COVID was big,
but I mean,
you would literally... You think of all the Hollywood films where there's been a massive apocalypse or whatever with some viral thing going through and everybody just exploding and that's how it felt because COVID, we never heard of COVID, we never heard of this, and the whole world shut down. It was massive. A massive scare tactic. And so having the jabs, I'm a bit like, I mean, I know people who still
What, flu
have
jab or...
COVID jab and a flu jab. I don't
Yeah,
like jabs generally. I
but,
don't like
I mean,
stuff going in my body that I
No,
don't
I know,
need.
but it does. I mean, I think we've had lots of friends, healthy friends, who've gone down with it. You know, and everyone knows the difference between a flu. You feel like death. And friends of ours, parents have ended up hospitalised.
Yeah, I think elderly and respiratory issues, major respiratory issues that you know about. Obviously, there's obviously people who may have them and don't know about them.
True.
But anyway, this is not a medical.
Sorry. Yes. Yeah.
Podcast, but obviously we're very intelligent people. Let's move on to a really highbrow topic of Donald Trump.
Oh yes,
I mean,
inauguration.
talking about
that front row picture you showed me today, it kind of summed up Trump. It's all kind of
So his front row.
Zuckerberg.
Anybody else who gets, I mean, in the UK Parliament, whatever, they change every 5 minutes, so it's sort of lose track.
But there are political figures who will be his.
But they will be political, exactly. People in the cabinet or whatever. Here you had Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, and Jeff Bezos,
and his wife,
and his girlfriend.
Sorry. And someone else we did.
On the front row. It's like, it's not flipping London Fashion Week.
Elon Musk is going to be given some sort of role within the...
Head of NASA or something.
Don't know. Yeah,
but that's frightening because they're businessmen. And I know a lot of businessmen then cover politics and they're obviously extremely influential in the world, but not necessarily the people that you want.
But there is an argument that politicians, if they haven't been in business, and a lot of them haven't, and they're making decisions that impact huge amounts of medium, large, small size businesses, and they have never experienced it, never understood all of the taxations, corporation tax, all the boring stuff that...
Yeah, but I don't think they experience it either, really.
Yes, they would. They would
have done, but I think they've forgotten what it feels like to not have money and not... I really do. I think they're living in such a massive bubble of billionaire world.
But they still have people that around them. So, they still have... Elon Musk will have someone who goes, let's speak to this guy. It's just it's all about contacts now.
Yeah, I'm not convinced. And also, Melania Trump looked like...
Is it Melania?
Yeah.
Oh, not Melanie. For years I've been calling her Melanie.
No, Melania.
Melania,
she looked like she was going to a mafia funeral. She had this like really big, wide-brimmed hat and very dark suit. And I think people were speculating that she was wearing that so people couldn't see her eye rolling.
Do you think they sleep in the same bed?
I very much doubt that.
I wonder what their relationship is actually like.
She's just a person to be wheeled out at any...
Has she had any... Will she have... When he was president before, did she have any roles? She must have had it as the first lady.
I mean, I'm sure she would have had,
But there's never been any talks. What's interesting, everyone obviously talks about Trump, but I haven't seen any, when they go and meet other
political
first ministers, whatever, from around the world. there's never any nitty gritty about what she's like. I haven't read any. If she's cold, if she's friendly.
The only things I've seen are how he's treated her. So, for example, he'll march off the plane and go ahead and have someone put an umbrella on and she's just stuck behind. Whereas other political leaders will offer her the umbrella or, make sure treat her like a lady. Treat her like, not like a lady, but not me, like treat her with respect.
Yeah.
That's what I mean, as in give a shit. And it's like, it's him and he's like almost forgotten she's even there. There's also, so they're also saying that she wouldn't have to kiss anyone because she's got this massive, which I'm totally with her on that. I feel like that's the way forward.
What, no kissing?
No, but like in those scenarios, the last thing you want is a bunch of weirdos that you don't want to touch you.
Well, maybe she likes him. I mean, if you're married to Trump, she might like a few other people.
It's just... It reminds me just of a TV show, like a film. It doesn't seem real. It's so exaggerated, everything. It's like, when we watch House of Cards.
Yeah.
You could watch that and go, this stuff happens. And I'm sure it does. It just happens. All this stuff. People have, got rid of or dispersed or... Moved on or they've, died of some unknown poison or... if they're getting in the way. And I know that happens all the world, probably in high political figures, but I don't know. Maybe because it has been made into programmes and films that they think.
Yeah.
Anyway, can't talk about him anymore. Anyway.
He's entertaining.
It is entertaining, but
But
again,
it will
it's
happen in
spitting
Wales.
image. That's what it just reminds me of.
Would it be? I do not understand why maybe they can't, not allowed to. Why spitting image don't come back because
But they did.
ammunition.
They did, but like on a, I don't know, on a
Satellite.
a
did they?
digital channel. Yeah, but I don't think is. Yeah, I mean, it would be amazing. I mean, like Flynn went to the darts, didn't he? And he wasn't allowed to wear his
Political
Trump
message.
mask or the
Make America great again.
And this is at the darts. I mean, people's dressed as
It's like
pizzas
Oktoberfest.
and
That is just he had a
just a
brilliant
beer
time.
fest.
Yeah.
Is obsessed. So he's just turned 17.
Yeah. Go in
So
price.
our baby is a 17.
Go in price darts shirt.
So that his request now, go in price darts and darts shirt.
Booyah!
We now have the halo light, the thing.
The Oki mat, please. Thank you. Susie, get with the
I
technology.
was quite good.
You are quite good.
Oh my gosh! Flynn had a friend stay.
What's your darts name?
I don't know. Haven't thought of one yet.
Okay.
Answers on a postcard if you want to write in my darts name. Suggestions, nice ones, thank you.
Quite good.
So Flynn had a friend stay. So his birthday weekend, was boys 5 for them, including him.
Yeah.
So 4 friends plus Flynn plus you, because you're sort of just like an older brother.
Thank you.
And they all they came back. I basically bought loads of food.
Yeah.
On Friday lunchtime, and it's all gone.
Nice.
And it's now Tuesday.
So we went to Harlequin's Stoop. So the ground there is so easy to get in and out compared to. I hate Twickenham.
Yeah.
I just think it's just such a shit.
Well, we went to the big game, didn't we? Just after Christmas.
Yeah,
it's great getting there and going in, and the bit before, and it's completely expensive now compared to what it used to be, I think.
And I think now,
when everybody leaves,
with live sport, we're kind of spoilt now. Even when I was watching the Harlequins, they've got 2 big screens, one in each corner. And when the game's up at the other end, we were at the end of the pitch, right at the front. Great seats, but at the end of the pitch. When the game's up the other end, you end up watching it on the screen. And I know you don't get the same. There was a good atmosphere on that game on Saturday night. Champions Cup game. It was great. But you end up, you're so used to watching live sport on TV that when someone scores, you're almost imagining to see the replay immediately in your head. You're like, oh. But no, it's great. I mean, that's, I think going to live sports.
It's smaller, as in, it's a bit more of a closed atmosphere.
And also the big one
it's a home game.
Is when they're warming up, they allow you to stand right next to the pitch. And they were doing a 5-on-5, the backs. And it's amazing to watch their speed, their skill set, their passing. And for the boys to be able to see that close.
Yeah.
They suddenly realise how quick, how fast, how big.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh.
Yeah.
So that was awesome.
So we had 4 boys stay with Flynn on Saturday night.
5.
4 boys and Flynn stay.
Oh yeah.
That's
maybe.
5.
Yeah, maybe so.
Sorry about him. And then, so you did Quinn's and they stayed over. So again, massive breakfast. I cooked 20 odd sausages, about 20 rashers of bacon. Not enough. Just as a little pre-breakfast. And then you went to this outdoor sauna.
Bath.
And then a pub lunch, feeding fest again.
Nice.
So one had gone off to rugby match, so there was only 6 of us then. And then they came back. So one of the boys stayed, who we're calling the gentleman.
Here's the gentleman.
Do you know what I was thinking about? Not the same storylines, but in American Pie. No, not American Pie. Flip. What's it called? Stifler's mum. What's that?
American Pie.
Is it American Pie?
Yeah.
It's American Pie. He's like, the friend who stayed is like the boy, who walked around in the smoking jacket.
The one that gets off with Stifler's mum.
So I said not that storyline, but he's like that. He's sort of educating the boys on what shirt is appropriate to wear.
No, that's for white tie,
and tails
not black tie.
and everything. He's come from a different school to their boys' school.
And then he was educating them on the difference between being a knighted and being a lord.
Yeah, he's brilliant. He's basically the most mature person who was in the house all weekend.
How dare you?
He was. He's lovely. He's absolutely lovely. He's so funny. Because he said, look, you just take the piss out of me because I'm different. And he doesn't change to fit in with them.
No, which is for
and it's brilliant. And it was lovely. And again, it was really nice because the boys weren't really bothered about drinking loads. They were just having fun. And, it was really nice weekend, actually.
Yeah. So, all good?
So, yes, we now have a 17-year-old and a 19-year-old. Children.
Nice. 19-year-olds on on it like a bonnet.
Yeah, she's doing really well at uni, doing all that stuff.
Smashing courses,
And
smashing
rugby.
smashing...
So she's gone back after an injury. She had a bit ankle thing at
Anks.
Anks, we're calling
Everything's
it.
short.
Anks
Anks
before
gate.
Christmas.
That's better. She's back,
Anks.
hoping to be... Have you found out if she's been selected?
Oh, I don't know. She
first?
didn't tell us. Selection was last night. It's got a big game.
Big game.
Big game.
So yeah, she was good.
And Gladiators is back. That's big news, surely.
I thought the celebrity one they did over
So
Christmas.
celebrity, yeah, but that was just like, they filmed it all last summer. That's what you see. But
season 2 now out,
so
is it?
season 2 started at the weekend. Haven't seen any of it yet, but I've seen clips.
Okay.
They've added 2 new gladiators.
Male or female?
One of each.
Okay.
Both ex-sports based.
There's a rower bloke, wasn't there?
Rower, and the other girl, I think she's powerlifter or she's
they're
very
keeping
big,
quiet.
big, strong girl.
Nice.
Which is amazing, and that's what I think I put up on my stories recently was someone put a clip of some media about Mariah Carey from a magazine or a paper in the 90s and she was wearing a tiny little dress, and we're talking like 90s Mariah Carey where she's like probably in a she looks amazing, but they're saying, oh, look at her thunder thighs and her this and her
seriously.
that. We're going, no wonder every woman over 40 is like paranoid about their body, because that's what
Mariah Carey, yeah,
they were having go. I was like, Jesus, if they could write articles about women now, which is brilliant. So you have got, I think the female gladiators have got now are all amazing. They've got massively strong, big legs. None of them have got skinny.
No, they're not the
wave,
kind of,
and that's the difference between the 90s and now. It's seen as a good thing to have really big, strong legs. Athletic, strong legs. And
a batty.
And be able to do stuff with your body. Not just have a tiny body that you might fall over if you eat a lettuce leaf.
See, it's all about the glutes.
So that I was very pleased about. And then there was an article about Apollo, who's one of the male new gladiators, who had there's reports of him having a stalker during the filming. Do you remember I had a stalker?
You did have a stalker, but that was soon swiftly cut.
Yeah. By Saracen.
Yes, by Big Mike.
So interestingly, this guy, I was completely aware, but we had security when we were filming because obviously we're really quiet, shy people ourselves. But we had people, basically babysitters, so just made sure we got on the bus on time and no one got on the bus with us. It was
babysitting, yeah.
It was basically like herding sheep, very big, noisy, loud, strong sheep. Or bulls, maybe.
Bullocks.
Yeah. So they were into... Because obviously back in our day, people wrote letters. People wouldn't send you DMs or messages, probably like they get now. They sent actual letters. So I got letters. They were intercepting the letters.
So whenever you say DMs, I used to think it was Dr. Martens. People go,
Such
send me a
an
DM.
old man.
That's nice, isn't it? Go for
Just
free
one.
set of DMs.
No, just one. They're going to send you a DM. Just one DM.
Oh, is it not DMs?
Well,
No.
it depends if they send you more than one message. That's
Well,
plural.
hopefully, because then you get a whole pair of DMs.
A whole pair, not
Yes.
just a pair.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, when I
Anyway,
first heard that. Anyway,
Back to me
yes, please.
and my stalker. This poor man was writing letters. They were intercepting them and obviously taking them away, and I didn't see them. And eventually they spoke to me about it because they were concerned.
It wasn't me, was it?
It was the same time. It was just before I met you, actually. And so anyway, it got pointed out who this person was, and then he got into the hotel and he was calling upstairs. And do you remember when I first met Mark, he would call up and come up with some weird names, so it's Mr. Freckle Willy or Mr.
Please,
whatever.
it would have been better than that. Freckle Willy.
And so I go, yeah, it's fine, put him through. And then they phoned up and they said, oh, this is such and such down here. And I was like, don't know that name. That's not one you would have come up with. I said, what does he look like? And she described him. And she said, oh, he's saying he can be sent up. I was like, definitely not. She said, yeah, I thought so. So they got the hotel security, obviously escorted him kindly outside. And then eventually it got round. And then Saracen saw him sitting outside the hotel one day. So went out and just had a friendly chat. A friendly fireman chat, should we say, because he was a fireman. And he was very nice. He said that because he's used to negotiating people out of very strange places.
That's a good point. Yeah.
So he wasn't aggressive, wasn't horrible. He just said, look, what are you doing? You're upsetting my friend. You doing this is not cool. It's not like you can't do this.
He only took, a couple of fingers off him?
Yeah.
Nice.
He broke his arm and then sent him on his way.
Yeah.
And then we never saw him again. So yeah. So I completely, so obviously a different level of...
Who was that? Was it famous presenter Jill Dando?
Yeah, see, she got...
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So stalking is, we had different people who were fans of our show at the time who...
Oh.
Let's just What?
No, I just wondered how you're going to...
No, because... No, meaning there's being a fan and then there's being bunny boiler
Yes.
level.
Well, what point does that cross over? When do you stop being a fan?
When they become invading your... and thinking that you are really
a friend
part of their life.
Okay.
They become... And there's we have to be super friendly to people, and we don't always want to be super friendly to all of the people that come up to us. But obviously when you're in that situation, sometimes there's a line, but there is a line. That's why you do have security and people like this, because sometimes people cross that line. Let's just call it a line.
Okay.
And so we had people that one time, I think we were doing something and we were really, really busy. We didn't have time to speak to these particular people. And then they sent us quite horrible letters saying,
because you didn't...
I can't believe you just ignored us.
Like
Eminem.
Yeah. Like Eminem when you didn't...
Exactly. And so it's a bit of a Stan moment. Becomes a bit of a Stan.
Yes. You should have got Dido to sing for you. Yeah. Look at me with my current music knowledge.
I'm surprised you don't call it dildo.
Thank you, Susie. We're not all...
Highbrow. So what's Mark's bits about this week?
I feel like Blofeld. Mr.
So
Bond.
I was slightly concerned about your rocking chair. So I've got my new chair, which was a big deal last week.
Yeah.
We've changed locations to film.
Not the same house. We haven't moved
house. It's the same house, just a different part of the house.
Yeah.
And
it's your orifice.
To link up the levels of our chairs, because put you on your rocker from your orifice.
Very relaxing, and Ziggy is very...
I was quite concerned you might just fall asleep and start rocking and knock all the microphones over and everything. So I can spin on my chair.
I can walk.
And you can walk. Walk and walk. So it's so nice that Ziggy has fallen asleep on your lap.
She's having rubbish. Well, she's been out dogging already.
She's been out dogging.
Mark's bits.
Mark's bits.
Well, January is the time we talk about resolutions, which you don't like. But the other thing that people start doing is start taking supplements.
Okay.
Lots of supplements. And not really knowing why and how and so on. And I'm going to quote Joseph, who's a very good friend and a colleague, who's a clinical nutritionist. And he always goes down the line of food first. So people start taking supplements, but they don't actually start looking at the foods they're eating. So, why do they take vitamin C? Well, if they look at their diet and there's not actually any fruit or veg in their diet, why don't you introduce that before taking vitamins? Because the breakdown of foods is so much different than taking it in a supplement form. So there's so many other pathways involved. So just food first is the key, and then go on.
No, I was going to say, I think the reason supplements, other than being a big commercial, huge amount of money, people are aware that food now is stripped sometimes of the nutritional value that you used to have in the olden days.
Yeah, I think...
And I think that's just choice. And also if you're buying, financially, yes, people pay out for supplements. You can buy cheap supplements, you can buy expensive supplements. And again, like everything, a lot of the time, not always, but you get what you pay for.
Yeah, I agree. So a lot of fruit and veg hasn't got exactly the same nutrient value as it did post-war because of soil depletion and so on. But it's still far better
to start with.
Yes. So there's that one, and then also the demographics who might be listening all have kind of young teenage boys, girls who are into their sport and activity. So the question I get asked all the time is about protein and about creatine, who are the two biggest researched and validated supplements
and talked about at that age group.
Yeah, and also safe. There was a big fear with creatine on the stress on the kidneys and so on, and that's been proven to be wrong. So protein, if your kids are, again, they all want to be taking shakes. If you're trying to muscle build, so my hand was in my way.
I can't hear you though. You just mumble when you've got your hand. I can't hear you.
So if these kids want to get lean and mean, and I don't mean massive, it's not going to work that way, but the magic rules is looking at how many grams of protein they're having per kilo.
Right.
So ideally for a young teenager, and if they're trying to look at recovery, it's not just about muscle mass, it's about recovery.
Yeah, so I'd say teenage boys is all about
So you can go kind of 1.5 grams per kilo, up to 2, but if you look at 1.5 grams per kilo, whatever weight they are, that's quite a lot of protein. So you need to be having some sort of protein source every meal. And again, it goes back to food first. Try and have it naturally rather than supplementation. But if they are at school, it's very difficult to do that. So that's when a decent shake, and then you can cross all the boundaries, because if you are making a shake, you can chuck fruit in it.
Yeah.
And then you're covering all grounds. It's a kind of multi-vit protein. And then the other one they all want to know about is creatine. And the big thing is trying to explain to them why they're taking creatine. So creatine phosphate system, which is all about power and strength. So for power and strength athletes, it's at... Oh, I'm boring you, Ziggy.
Yeah, go on.
Oh.
No. We don't distract, because people will be listening. They'll be into this.
So for power and strength athletes, it huge benefits. Negatives, you can hold a little bit more extracellular water, but that actually increases performance, so that's not the end of the world. And there's two ways. You can either load and take lots, or you take 3 to 5 grams a day. It takes about 2 to 3 weeks to build up that creatine.
Yeah, so we have it here, don't we? We have those little, almost like little gummy things.
Yes.
Which I think is the best way. Overload.
Is that overload? Spelled funny.
OVR.
Yeah, much easier, because the creatine powder is disgusting. It's very
tried,
powdery.
and I really tried.
You can mix it with a shake, but even that, you can taste it in the shake. So, you know, it's not going to harm the kids at all. It's going to food first. You get obviously creatine red meats. I mean, things like livers and kidneys and all sorts of things like that, which a lot of people won't have.
I won't.
But if your kid is training hard, it's a recovery aid, cognitive, and it will improve their performance.
And what about our age?
Oh, yeah, just as much. I mean,
cognitive.
Well, remember as well, after about 30, 35, our natural creatine stores will start to deplete.
Okay.
So they've also proven now that it's actually beneficial for cognitive function, especially perimenopausal.
That's why I'm taking it, people.
Yeah, but the thing is, you've got to understand if they're perhaps not training regularly or not doing those type of sports that require increased creatine, there's no point taking it. And there's no point taking it if you only remember to do it once a week.
Yeah.
So you do need to load with it. And we have to, there's so much research behind creatine and protein. They're the two biggest.
Creatine, so ins. Get your ins in.
Your ins.
Get your ins in, creatine and protein.
I see what...
Get it?
Protein. So yes.
Nice. Mark's bit, supplements. Food first, protein, creatine, get it done. And vitamin D is your big...
Yeah, especially in winter.
Yeah.
I've said it before. If the
I'll say it again.
If the sun's out and it casts a shadow that's longer than you, the sun isn't strong enough.
I'd be quite happy with a shadow longer than me.
Shadow,
because then I'd look really tall. Wouldn't I?
You would be very tall, but only at certain angles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, Ziggy, what are you up to today?
Today I will be mainly cuddling. I don't like visiting the gym because it's a little bit drafty by the door. And it's a bit boring. And it's a lot of clunking.
And I have to stay still. And we don't like staying still.
No.
So gym is... So let's just finish quick on the gym. Gym update every
week.
Not
Loxon Gym.
No.
Different gym.
Your gymnasium gym.
Gymnasium, yes. Yep. Equipment came yesterday, but it broke. It didn't break. The cable broke, which I'm not prepared to test my clients and athletes with. So that will be replaced soon. A few other bits and bobs to get. The testing kit is now working.
All the stuff's in. It's just all the setting up procedures.
It's lovely.
We've got lots of lovely people passing by and inquiring and asking about a lovely guy yesterday.
Rodney, but don't call him a plonker.
His dog literally looked like it should enter like a bodybuilding competition.
Was it Staffy or was it a bit of a mix, do you think?
I don't know.
No, you're not meant to have them.
Well, he had it on lead.
Yeah, but if it is a pit bull or whatever, he's got to have... It's not a pit bull.
It was so muscular and lean.
It's glutes.
I've never seen a dog like that.
And it's the friendliest dog in the world.
You see bodybuilders, like heavyweight bodybuilders, and they're like in competition, and they've done that really dark spray tan. So he was really dark brown, this dog.
But you know, you could
see the veins through.
Rodney's a big, strong black guy. Yeah. He's got this massive Staffy, who's lovely. I mean, but then he had to stop it. Always German Shepherds. His dog, he walks it late at night because he knows
people get
anyway. And then the other owner of the German, anyway, he ended up with his hand inside the German Shepherd's mouth, stopping them.
So you went to shake his hand, and he went. I
thought, God, my handshake's strong.
God, I'm so strong. Grip of.
But yes, never judge a book because he's walking along. He's a big lad. The dog's a big lad.
Yeah.
And then he's the most friendly,
loveliest,
personable. And he's a PT as well, and he was saying all the same stuff as I talk about, that all these PTs put this stuff in Instagram, and it's all about them. It's not about them. It's about your clients.
What
do you bring to your clients? Yeah. It's not your show.
People aren't interested in what you can do. They need some inspiration. They need to see you doing it occasionally, like you put stuff if you're doing your athletics or, in the mountains or whatever it is, to showing that why you train. That's the reason to show why you train, to do the things that you love doing.
Yeah.
But it's not a body competition or how many press-ups you can do or how much you can lift.
Look at my tits.
It's like, stop that. People, maybe younger 20-year-olds are into that and they're a bit more inspired by that, but real people. As in mature people like us, because we're so mature.
Real people. Like Ziggy.
Anyway, Miss Ziggy.
Yes.
What are you doing? She's now flying.
She is a beauty.
Right, well, we're dribbling, we're drabbling, we're drobbling.
Right, thanks everybody.
We've got things to do, people to see, places to go.
Are we?
Check in, have a listen to last week's if you missed it, and do join us again, same time, same place next week. Thank you very much. Bye, bye, bye.
Bonsoir. No, bonjour.
Bonsoir.
Bonjour.
Au revoir.
Au revoir. À plus.
À plus.
À plus.